some dicks right now on the Dicks Show.
Welcome back. Guess what day it is?
It's hump day.
Guess what day it is?
It's on the hump day.
Teonnie, what day is it?
What could be better than dicks on the hump day?
Couple dicks on a hump day. Welcome back, Mr. Mixon.
Welcome back, Mr. Riches.
Hi, Teonnie. Welcome home.
Hi.
Fresh back from our vacation. We're going to get to that one a little bit later.
Yeah, we are the Dick Show. It's Wednesday night. It's our new night. We're kind of settling in on this midweek hump day, whatever you want to call it. It's a break from the norm. Hope you guys are all doing well. How the dickheads doing out there today?
All the dickheads.
Yes.
They're signing in one by one.
Mr. Mixon.
Their stuff. Yeah.
How was your week?
It was, you know what? I had the house all to myself this last weekend because I think how was your week now turns into how was the weekend because it is Wednesday. And,
Gotcha.
you know, as far as weeks go, the week was Monday and Tuesday. And so Monday and Tuesday are what they are. And the weekend was interesting. I had the house literally all to myself. Teonnie was on vacation.
Kids were gone?
The kids went to their aunt's house for the whole weekend.
Okay, the whole weekend.
The whole weekend. They took off. I feel like this is the second. I feel like this is the second time that this has happened. She goes away and the kids are like, "Fuck this!" and then just because there was, I mean, it was like a whoosh sound, and then like guys,
they're like,
we're
more, please. And
yeah, and so
you're like, more what?
Yeah, and so so I had the house all to myself, and you know, Teonnie came home and she was telling all these glorious, you know, tales of what she did on her vacation, and then it was like, you know, what'd you do? And I was like, I cleaned the garage, and I did laundry, and I cleaned the bedroom, and I cleaned the garage some more. And
you're like, I got dressed one day.
I said Friday night, I was like, you know, it's Friday night, and I'm gonna go, hop on the new bike I got, and I'm gonna just go ride somewhere.
What'd you get?
Like, we talked about that last show, didn't we?
Oh, the motorcycle.
The motorcycle, yeah. Not my bicycle. Why would I ride a bicycle now? I have a motorcycle.
Well, you could ride both.
Bicycle's got flat tires on it hanging up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
So, and then that never happened because I was tired and I went to bed. And then Saturday came around and I had been cleaning the studio and organizing the storage closet in here. And so I went to bed again.
so you
Saturday night all by myself.
You got up in your day pajamas and then you put on your night pajamas. Then
I was in like just like work clothes pretty much the whole weekend because I was, you know, in the garage and doing work.
I gotcha. We see you out there. What's up, Ray? What's up, Lowe's? Dave, what's cracking?
Signing in Alizawi. We're going rafting with Alizawi this weekend.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Rafting is a rafting. We're doing the river float down, you know, American River. And
I thought they cut that off.
God, I hope not. I'm going to be real pissed off.
I heard something like the sheriffs were busting down, like you can't have any alcohol in the river at all.
I know that they had stopped it on 3-day weekends. We'll let Alizawi chime in on that.
Since nobody's actually,
if they're going to tell me I can't have alcohol at all on the river float, they're going to get a bottle thrown at them. I'll take bottles with me on purpose just for that.
Okay. Okay. Neighbor John, what's cracking? Michelle, what's happening? Happy hump day.
Yeah. Hi.
This week in history.
What else we got?
This week in history.
What happened?
Let's talk about it.
Tell me.
Let's bring it up. This week in history. I got to wait until it comes up on the screen so I can see what the hell I'm talking about
All right.
there. 1908, first Model T rolls off the line. Coincidentally, last time we did the week in history, 1909 was when GM bought Cadillac. So 1908, 1909, those are some big years for the automotive industry,
yeah,
right?
the assembly lines.
Yeah.
Now it's
all that.
working at Tesla.
1961, the erection. I said erection.
The
erection of the Berlin Wall begins.
This is turning into Beavis and Butthead.
I feel like an erection.
The erection of the Berlin Wall begins, preventing access between East and West Germany. That's the one that's been torn down. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. 1972, as U.S. troops leave Vietnam, the B-52s, not the band. This is an airplane, the B-52s.
The Love Shack is the largest
tin roof rusted. Make their largest strike of the war. Let's skip over 1973 real quick. We'll come right back to that one because I got a different graphic for that. 1981, computer giant IBM introduces its first personal computer.
Now, hold on.
Apple had done it sooner than this, but this was when IBM
Now, you
did
said computer giant IBM. So does that mean, like, were they like the giant computers or?
Computer giant meaning they were like the leader, you know, how the mighty have fallen. They're not anymore, but like they were. In fact, did you know this is how times changed? If you went to go work for IBM in the 1960s to the 1970s, aside from the fact just because of the time it was that was when you could slap your secretary in the ass and tell her that she's doing a good job.
Is that frowned upon these days?
I think so. well, maybe not. I think Biden probably, but that we'll talk
He's a
about
sniffer.
that later.
He's a sniffer.
So, anyways, yeah, you could not work for IBM as a salesperson unless you were at least 6 feet tall.
What?
Yes, you had to be 6 feet tall because
Okay.
their idea was that as a salesperson, you needed to have this persona about you that you would be taller than the person you were talking to and be kind of high pressure sales tactics. Back to 1973. Now this happened yesterday. This wasn't today, but I wanted to throw it in because it's an important thing. 1973, August 11th. This was, let's throw that graphic up there. This was became known as the birth date of hip hop. Gentleman by the name of DJ Kool Herc threw a back to school party for his sister in front of 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx.
I have that on. I had that mixtape.
Do you?
Yes.
Really? That's pretty awesome.
No.
So yeah, it was a government housing project. Didn't have a lot of money, but he crafted actually. So what has become known as kind of the modern hip hop beat. He took two of the same records, put them on two different turntables, and then played the breakdown part in the middle, where it's just the instrumental drum, heavy drums, and there wasn't a lot of lyrics. And he would back and forth between the two, and for so instead of a 30-second minute long segment, he had 5, 6, 7 minutes. And so he was the originator of it. Grandmaster Flash, African Bambaataa, all those people kind of followed in his footsteps.
So this is before the mumbling.
This is right, in there with this is more like the hip, the hop, the hippity hop. If you don't stop, you keep stopping, and I'm going to stop now.
No, I mean, like, me and you, we both kind of started DJing together, and I think a lot of me getting into music more was probably from Carlos, like living with you and just feeding us music all over the place.
I'm glad I didn't pick up his DVD buying habit.
Exactly. Those are valuable now. It's like, you got that on beta?
Laserdisc.
You had Laserdiscs too, didn't you?
Dennis Lawrence, what's up, buddy?
No, but I mean, when we first started doing gigs and going stuff, I mean, it was at the school, but then, nightclubs, bars, stuff like that, we were playing primarily hip hop.
Right.
So you were a hip hop DJ.
I was, yeah, and that's why this has some meaning to me, and I can't imagine. I mean, I love house music, and I always have, and of course, my DJ days was being a hip hop DJ because that was. In the place where we lived, that was what everybody wanted to hear. But I think as well as I do. But by the time 12:30 came around, I didn't care what bar I was playing in. We were going to hear some house music. I have tried to go back and play some hip hop. Jumping on the decks with a friend or whatever. I can't. Man, nothing out there right now is danceable, and it makes me feel like an old man saying that. But it's just mumble rap, or it's like super slow trap music. It's
hard for me, and I know I just turned 40, so go ahead and call me out for being old and not. Going in with the times, and I see, I know Dave's out there, I know Jeremy, Big Boy's out there listening to us right now too. So you guys feel free to chime in. But the music doesn't hit me in the chest like it used to. I used to love, running into straight hits and, talking with the guys there and picking up, man, I got this. And I would show up to our gigs and I'm like, you ain't got this. You ain't got this.
Right, some white label that we paid $60 from the guy in San Jose on Storing King. Yeah.
It was, but
Jeremy knows what I'm talking about, though. He and I have had this discussions about this. So like, what the hell? It was, I had taken almost a year off, and I hit him up and I was like, what the hell am I supposed to play tonight? Like I'm digging through what I can download right now. My ears are like blood is coming out of my ears listening to this stuff. And he's like, yeah, it's tough, man.
It's hard for a pimp out there. No, it really is though. There's a couple tracks that I like. I mean, I do like Roddy Ricch. I hate to admit it, but I like Roddy Ricch.
I don't even know who that is.
I'll play it for you, bro.
Okay, we'll have to hear it.
Yeah.
What are we drinking tonight?
Oh, so we got something special tonight. So this was actually we were supposed to be drinking this in Vegas, but it just didn't happen. Yeah, thanks a lot, Carlos. Appreciate you out there. So this week, Casa Dragones. It's a tequila, right?
Okay. I think
So I
we
don't
got a
know if you
graphic
guys
for
can
that
see
too.
that.
Yeah.
You guys want to see the graphic?
Yeah.
Check it out.
There it is. The
you go.
liquor of the week.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be I don't know if it's hand distilled, but
Hand squoes.
Yeah. Each bottle is handmade, right? They do small batches. It is made in
The bottle's
tequila
handmade, so somebody blew the glass.
I don't know. If you can
glass
say that
out
on
his
air,
ass.
right?
PG-13 show.
Exactly. But it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be really good. I haven't personally tried it yet,
Okay.
but
We're about to try it right now.
it is. Let me know what you guys think.
All right. Here we go. Cheers.
Salud
4 months of the show.
to the dickheads.
The dicks.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Oh,
You're gonna have to fight me to take that bottle home with you.
oh,
tonight.
I want. Where's Teonnie's face cam? We missed that one. She's breathing heavy over there. No, this is nice.
We added a
It's
face
pretty
cam
good,
in
though.
today, just especially so Teonnie can tell us about our vacation here in the third segment.
Yeah, we're
Oh, she
gonna
doesn't.
get back to that.
Yeah, we'll get back to
No,
that.
I like that. And it's funny that we do this liquor of the week segment, but when COVID first hit and people were staying home and working from home, like I was one of the first people that was out there like, okay, well, I guess I can wake up and work with a hangover tomorrow. Like I'm going to go ahead and drink on a Tuesday because there's nothing better to do, right?
You say you were the first person to do that.
I'm not the first person, but I was
Okay,
the first
yeah.
person to like, I'm going to accept this way of
First
life.
person in your house, anyways.
Exactly. I'm going to accept this way of life, right? No, but I find myself drinking more now because the kids started school.
More than what?
More than I was, right?
Okay.
I was drinking every day when COVID first started, and then I was like, why am I drinking every day?
I used to have, even before I was a dad, I had a shirt that I just used to wear because it was funny, and it said, "Daddy drinks because you cry." I wish I had that shirt now.
Right? No, but
I get it.
My kids started school this week, right? A fifth grader and a third grader.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that one in a second.
Though this-
Because you're in a different school district,
Yes.
so somehow you got the lucky card out of the draw. We're having some difficulties here.
I don't want to say it's lucky. So those of you guys who know me, we have 4 kids in the house, right? And I'm also working from home. So our
I
kitchen is
encountered that today for the first time.
our kitchen is filled with kids, doing Zoom meetings and WebEx. I keep saying WebEx, Microsoft Teams, with their teachers and there's other kids in class. They didn't get any new peripherals for school this year, right? When they left school at the end of last year, they gave them their these HP laptops that that were probably old ones that we used.
Recycled from
When Serato first came out, that's what we were using. Right? No, and then I'm in the office, doing my work. My wife is with our 4-year-old and our 6-month-old, just trying to keep her hair from falling out, and keep everybody quiet so everybody can kind of focus. It's been chaos. And
I shot out of bed last night. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I got to charge my laptop." Why? And I said, "Well, because Nora will be in the kitchen for school tomorrow, and George will be in the studio." And I actually have, when I work from home, I do have to do some work. I have to sign in the morning and show that I was on the VPN connection at least. So I'm going to go to the coffee shop and I'm going to sit outside the coffee shop and do my work. And yeah, that was my day to day.
My wife would tell me, "Where the fuck you think you're going? You better sit your ass
to do
down
work."
right now."
No, so our school district, they got no laptops. Now, fortunately for me,
You have 73.
I don't even want to, you know what? I should do this. It'd be fun to go in my Meraki account and figure out how many devices I have signed on in here. It's got to be well over 70.
In the studio right now, we have 3 laptops and what?
3 laptops, a producer desk, 3 phones running. So that's just in this one room. Yeah. But anyways, they didn't get laptops, but it's okay for us. I made it work. I actually we have the iMac and then I got another laptop for George. But, I went on the Tracy Rants and Ray's page today. I frequently go on there, and there's a lot of complaints from people about what do you do if you have 1, 2, in some cases 3 kids. They all have a schedule that they have to follow. And I give props to the school district for this. They are now officially like, your school bell rings at 8:15.
Yeah.
And you click on this, they use Outlook. You click on this link in Outlook and it opens up a Teams window and they do that. So, but what do you do if you have 3 kids all in 3 different classes? You need 3 machines and you don't have a computer.
Yeah.
And the school district, I guess, had said, well, we're going to give computers out, and then said, well, we haven't figured out how to pay for it yet. So me thinking, because I'm an engineer and I have the brain of a scientist, even though I don't play one on TV.
The evil genius.
I own a white lab coat. I started doing some math and I started equating this to what I know to be true in professional life, and that is running 2 commercial office buildings in San Francisco.
Okay.
People would be shocked to know how much. If you think your energy bill is high at your house, go open a commercial building. We pay $32,000 a month in energy bills for 2 buildings.
For one each building?
For a total for both buildings. Okay. That's an average between both buildings.
So 32. Just to say $15,000 a month per building.
Yeah, give or take. One's twice the size as the other. So 250K square feet, $32,000 a month. putting aside the fact that it's San Francisco where it's much cooler right now and the buildings are super energy efficient, we've won awards for that. I thought, well, let's...
You charge your Tesla there?
You can charge your Tesla there.
Do you charge your Tesla?
I don't own a Tesla. I charge 1 million scooters up there, though. So I said, well, let's give some conservative estimates. Let's figure that the Tracy Public School District has 8 times the amount of square feet. I would wager it's probably 20 times, but let's for the sake of argument, let's say 8 times.
Okay.
All right. 8 times 32,000 is 256,000. So the school district
I'm gonna
pays...
take your word for that.
Yeah. School district pays $256K a month in energy bills. Probably a lot more, but we'll say 256. Schools closed for 4 months last semester. They're going to be closed at least 6 months, or at least 2 months going into this next one.
Well, the teachers are supposed to be in the classrooms, right? Teaching.
I don't think they are.
Yeah, I think they're I don't think they were allowed to actually go home and teach from home.
They sure shit weren't last year. I think they're home.
But I think this year they actually have to be in the classrooms teaching.
Well, let's say 6 months because that's what the math is, and I got to redo this in my head. So 6 months, 6 months at that rate, that's $1.5 million, assuming that they weren't lighting classrooms that weren't occupied or heating and cooling empty classrooms. That's $1.5 million that they didn't have to pay in energy bills. Again, probably a lot more because this is Tracy, where it's 100. Well, I remember the calculations as I put them on the Facebook page because I knew I wanted to talk about them on the show tonight. So. $1.5 million. I say that if that's the case, if you've got that kind of money that you're not paying, round up all the accounts of the kids that have free lunch. They get laptops immediately.
Well, they should.
And then you start working your way back from that. I mean, the state has mandated at this point
the budget's already been passed. The funds have already been
distributed. Kids have to be at home and not at school. So then how can they be at home and learning if they don't have access to this technology? It's just it's like wiping before you poop. It doesn't make any sense.
At all?
Not at all.
Okay.
Let's do one quick update to the Corona thing.
Well, it's crazy not chiming in on the schools and Corona, right? So, I mean, I live in Manteca. I live in the next city over. And with that, there was 4 teachers just this week that tested positive for COVID. All 4 different schools. And there's no kids there. And so our kids not in danger. But same thing. It's like, okay, well, now that they're back in school, what happens? I mean, are they sick? Can they teach? Can they not teach? What happens when the teacher gets sick? What happens if the teacher gets sick? Are they going to bring in substitute?
I can only imagine what a substitute online teacher would be like. All right. Oh, man.
So we're going to go ahead and we're not going to have a lesson today. We're going to watch a movie. Oh. How is that going to work out, right?
Johnny, put your stuffed animal away. Nobody wants to see it again for the 100th time.
You know what's funny about that? My daughter got in trouble today, right? My 8-year-old daughter. She got in trouble.
So what do they do?
How do they punish kids in online school? I hear my wife yelling in the background. I'm like, what the hell's going on, right? I'm trying to, I'm on work calls and I get up. What happened? What? Because she ran to her room crying. While she's on her Zoom call, she has an iPhone under the kitchen table. Playing Roblox with her friends.
Oh, don't get me started on Roblox right now.
My wife was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, don't get me started on Roblox. I have a Cisco Meraki router here, and I'm able to do what you would do in an office building, essentially on my home system. And Roblox, any form of Roblox is banned from every computer in this house. You can't get to the website. It's just done. It's just off. You can't do it. Even on our studio computer, because I left the studio computer unlocked because I figured only people in the studio come in and use it. And lo and behold, I do a remote connection to it the other day, and Roblox is on the screen.
You're like, I can't play Roblox in the studio?
Nope. Nowhere in this house. Don't even try. You'll probably lock things up. Let's do a quick. I want to do this quick. Hit this quick update before we
take a break.
Before we take a break. So, there is a type of mask called the neck gaiter.
I love them.
Gaiter. So neck gaiter would probably be like a different type of thing.
Well, but it's a gaiter. A lot of fishermen wear them. A lot of prior military people wear them. Keeps dust out of your face. I used to wear it when I would mow the lawn to keep dust.
We got a graphic one.
Okay, so those of you who don't know what a gaiter looks like.
Nope. Next line up. There. Keep going up. Next, right there. That's the one. So in case you don't know what a neck gaiter is,
okay.
Yeah,
right.
It's that right there. And so there's a scientist locally that set up a little contraption with a pretty simple one, simple enough that when he described what it was exactly, you're like, oh, I get it. Stretch the fabric of various different masks over a box that he made, ran a laser through it, put a camera on the other side, and then blasted particles through the masks to see what particles would
Seems
be
very
visible across.
scientific, yeah.
I mean, when I saw it explained, I was like, okay, I get what he's doing. And this particular device ended up being worse than no mask at all, because the surface is so porous that all it does is cut large particles into a bunch of small particles.
But that's the law, though. The law's not saying you have to be protected. You just have to have something over your face.
You just have to have something over your face. You know what I did the other day? So anyways, that thing's better than no mask. What I did the other day, it worked out pretty well, and I'm going to do this from now on. When I go to a quick stop,
You wore a hijab.
I didn't take my motorcycle helmet off. I just closed the... and then I just stood in line. Yeah,
Brilliant.
I stood in line with my mask on, and
Love it.
it was worked out pretty well.
No, there you
What can I say? Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Lots more for you. Stay tuned.
These two just can't be beat. It's the Dick Show.
Back up. Almost missed our cue right there.
You know what? I know you're
what's
excited.
going on
I can
with
see how excited you are.
I'm
but
excited. I'm excited to. I have more cleaning to do in the garage. When we're done with this. I'm
You can
excited
come clean
about it.
mine, too.
Nope,
Oh my
I can't.
God.
Teonnie won't let me.
I refinished the swim deck on the boat
What do you mean
this
I won't
weekend,
let you?
right? So my garage, which is usually
Supposed to agree
spotless,
with me.
is a disaster right now. But you shouldn't be so excited. Like Teonica right here, she just came back from
She did just come back from
hillbilly
I'm excited to see her though.
hillbilly heaven, I guess you could call it, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you go, T? Where'd you go?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Lake
I
of
think you got to call it Missouri.
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 Lake
That's
of
how it's pronounced.
Ozark. Hold on. Let me.
You went to the Ozarks?
Yes. Lake of the Ozark, and it was beautiful.
So tell me about
Oh, wait.
tell me about the Ozarks. 'Cause all I know about the Ozarks, I don't know. Yeah, put those away, right? This is a family show, right? For those who don't know, that's how babies are made. What the hell was that?
I don't know what that was. That was an interesting noise.
I don't know nothing about the Ozark except for the show on Netflix, right? And I don't know shit about fuck about the
Wait.
damn Ozarks.
No,
So-
I didn't go for the show. I went because someone told me that it was a really nice place if you wanted to go and relax, because I didn't go anywhere for my birthday, so it was a trip to
What do you
myself.
mean? We were in Vegas for our birthday.
That was for you.
Oh,
You know what I mean? That was for you. So I had to do something for me.
Okay.
So I've been trying to go there since July,
since you seen the show, The Ozark,
and I couldn't get there. Yes, I have.
it's awesome, huh? You like it?
It is. But if you go out there, it's more beautiful than you would ever think of. Like before I went, I was told, "Oh, you're going to the heart of racism." Nah, I didn't get it.
What'd you get? Tell me. So tell us about it.
Just all love, all love, all love, all love. When you smile at somebody, they smile back. They're smiling at you before you can smile to them.
Isn't that just
But
being
you
a
already know
normal?
my
Isn't that just
person-
being a normal person though?
Not here, not here.
So what
It's
you're
too
saying
much.
is like California is a cesspool of
California-
hate.
A scourge on our
It
on our
kinda is.
union.
I mean,
Scourge, like it's
There's
just
only
terrible.
There's only a certain few that you walk around and you're smiling, you're having fun, and you're not worrying about anybody else.
Well, I
But
mean, I imagine there's assholes everywhere you go.
yeah, there
but
is. I came across some assholes, but then they had to correct themselves because you already know I'm vibrant within itself. So they had to correct themselves on their own. I didn't even have to get loud.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what did you think? I mean, what was your impression? Like, would you live there? Would you move
Of
there?
course, that's my goal, to go there. If California doesn't change, I'm gone.
California hasn't changed forever. You can't
I'm
even,
saying after this fuck up shit, if it doesn't change, I'm gone.
You and Ruth gonna get an apartment together. You know, or a trailer together. I guess you could call it,
If
right?
Scotty doesn't
Banjo
want to
music.
move with me, we'll have a long distance relationship. But I promise you, like, I went there and I love it. I love
Scott,
the
are you going to
vibe.
the Ozarks?
I love
I don't
it.
know. Maybe if she
I
goes,
love
I
it.
might have to go.
What's
Well,
the
hold on.
cost of living out there?
She's got to tell you the one story about the type of bars, and that was what sold me. Because
the
I was like,
swim
I
up.
don't think so.
They have all the bars, like majority of the bars that we went to, it's a swim up bar, meaning it has a pool with it.
The bar's in the middle of a pool, and you're swimming around, and you just
There's
swim
a-
up to
there's
the
a
bar.
bar.
So it's
with
like
a
Mexico
lake.
or Hawaii or
No, it's totally different.
Well, kind of like when we went to.
well, what are they
Nope.
selling? I mean, I would imagine them like you want some moonshine or you want
No,
some.
it's totally different. You have to go to see it. Like it's.
I wonder
But
what
swimming up to a bar in a pool, I mean, how could that not be?
That's
They
won-
had
that's
DJs
wonderful,
there.
right?
Me and my homegirl, we walked up with our masks on, and they looked at us like, okay. The lady told me with her kids, she was walking up the stairs with her kids, and we were walking down the stairs to get to the bar, and she was
Yeah.
like, What are you doing?
I mean, what
What are you doing?
I mean, let's ask the dickheads out there. I mean, what is property? If anybody has any idea what property, check Zillow. Let me know what a lake house.
I know in Tennessee for $250K, you get yourself a lake house on a lake.
Yeah, I want a lake.
Where you can like hop in your boat and go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to dock all my boat out there.
Babe, the way we live and our fun. We would love it. I'm telling you.
What's it cost?
I'm telling you.
Somebody
It's
look it up.
cheap.
Tell me what a house on
It's
the water,
cheap.
like with the dock.
It's cheap.
Like I got 4 kids, so I need a big house too. Like not a trailer,
Right.
not a trailer park.
It's cheap.
I need some.
Also, we got to figure in the cost of a banjo. And lessons.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At least.
I got treated like
Should've got
royalty.
it put in
It
my
was
mouth.
freaking
Well, I mean, people should
unreal.
be treated like royalty. I mean, that's just how people should treat each other in general.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
it doesn't matter where you're from, what you're doing. Like, just human
But I
kindness
did go
is
to
what,
this
is
bar.
what people are missing now.
I did go to this one bar,
Okay, what happened?
and these people, they look like they're just bitter fucks. You know what I mean? Like
They ran out of moonshine.
Like there was
They
a
ran out
lady.
of
There was a
moonshine.
lady sitting there smoking back-to-back cigarettes, and
Cigarettes?
her husband looking at her like,
I like
damn,
them.
why am I
like
still
them
with you?
cigarettes.
You know what I mean? So there is those type of people there, but I would think it's a few.
What? They smoke cigarettes?
No, that's bitter as fuck.
I think there's bitter people anywhere. I mean, some people just aren't happy with their situation. They're not happy with life. Like,
Well,
it
where
happens.
I went, it's beautiful as hell, and I'm sold.
Described
go
it like a
live.
utopia from what I heard.
I
I
wanna
was
go
like,
live.
Well, I mean,
wanna
I
go
think
there.
anywhere
That's
you go, if you have money, like you can
But
make
you
a
don't have to
utopia.
go. You don't have to have.
I mean, you can
that
live.
much money
You can live in
there.
the hood in Stockton, in California, and you can live in up by where frickin' Spanos lives in Stockton, and it's a different
don't have to
environment.
have that
Zach's
much
saying buy a
money
house in
there.
Tennessee, which is the
And
place I'm looking at right now.
everywhere
near
you go,
Knoxville.
there's trees.
We were actually looking at Tennessee. We were actually
Yep.
considering moving. We looked at Texas, Tennessee, Louisiana.
Tennessee up near
I wouldn't
Knoxville
live
would be
in
Couple-
Texas. No.
Yeah, but it's not any cheaper. Anywhere that I'd want to live isn't any
That's
cheaper than being in California.
static
so,
electricity that you
So it's like,
throw the blanket off the end of the bed.
Missouri?
And
other than
shoots a
saying that I
fireball.
live in Tennessee, right? But
I'm down to move there.
I don't know. I couldn't do the desert.
That's
like
my goal.
Carlos keeps trying to get us to go to Vegas.
Nah,
but
I can't.
I couldn't do the desert.
No.
Closer to Burning Man would be cool, but
Reno?
well.
If
Las
anything,
Vegas,
my goal is to save up enough to buy a house out there. So if I want to go out there, then I can just go. That's my goal.
Okay. How much is a house out there? How much you need to save?
It just depends on where I
What
want to
are you
live.
doing?
my headphones
Depends on
were
where I
off.
want to live.
Why are you over here like doing kung fu moves?
I
bro?
was looking at my headphones and I looked all messed up on the screen. They're only 100-year-old pioneers that have been beat to death in clubs for.
Babe, we should go.
Yeah, I
To
agree.
where? We have everybody chiming
I'll tell
in
you
over
what-
here. Tennessee, Idaho.
Tennessee is
what the hell is in Idaho?
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is the place I was talking about. That you buy a house on the lake, and then when you go grocery shopping, you just take your boat across the lake. You go up to the
Yep.
grocery store
Not
and you
to
dock your
mention
boat.
there's pools, but these bars you can get there on your boat or land. It's I'm in.
I'll tell you one way you can't get there.
Man.
How?
Well, no, that's in California. Uber. What's going on in Uber news right now?
Uber's nuts right now. So if you
Uber's
guys haven't
crazy right
heard,
now.
there was in California there was an injunction, right?
Yeah, AB5,
through
right?
AB5,
Yep.
yeah, exactly. So Uber and Lyft were both affected. They must comply within a week. So if you guys thought you were having a hard time through COVID getting back from the bars that are supposed to be closed, right?
Go buy a bicycle.
It's going to be even worse now. So
Sucks booty.
what?
Not having an Uber when you drink, when you go out and have fun.
Oh, okay. No, but they actually had to make all of them employees. I mean, I
Right.
couldn't even imagine what the cost would actually be.
So
on
my
that.
my understanding is they passed AB5.
Well, that
and
got
then-
passed a while ago.
a while ago, but
Yeah.
then Uber probably led the charge on this in the typical way. Just kind of said we're just not going to follow that.
Yeah.
And now the state attorney general has said you got what, I think we're down to 5 days now to comply. Period.
Like, sorry.
Or we're
Like,
going to
yeah.
storm your offices and.
But they're trying. I mean, California.
So.
Yeah, California is already a hard place to do business. I mean, if you look at
Yeah.
most states in the country, California is probably one of the hardest, and especially here in the Bay Area, it's even worse. I mean, there's all kinds of rules and regulations and minimum wage laws and
Right.
and you name it. Mandatory paid time off. Mandatory minimum wages that are higher than what more than double than what most of the country is, right? But at the same time, everybody wants their $8 Uber ride from the bar home.
Right.
You know, or I need to get from here, point A to point B, whether it's the grocery store
Or,
or not.
the handy thing sometimes is maybe it's not the $8 ride. Like I've gotten an Uber ride out to the city before, and it's $60, but
You took
I
an
needed
Uber ride
a
home from Sacramento once, didn't you?
yeah, I did actually. Now
Still haven't found that fucking shoe. Still haven't found that shoe.
Oh, here we go. Maybe if she hadn't taken it off and set it down on the sidewalk, I wouldn't have dropped. I wouldn't have punted it like a football.
Motherfucker. She didn't set it down.
No, not she didn't throw that motherfucker. Scott.
No, she did.
No,
I think she's remembering it right.
No, I remember that night very well.
No, Scott threw that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, he did throw it.
She set it down.
She set it down.
Punted it like a football because
He threw it, not she.
I think it's on Gaviner's doorstep right now. He's like, where the fuck is the other one?
Some
of these
homeless
shoes?
person's wandering around with one 6-inch high heel shoe
Oh my
on
God,
and
that was a
barefoot
crazy
on
night.
the other. That was crazy. I did take an Uber home from there. But so, anyways, they've got what?
That was my
they've got
crazy
5 days to
comply. Yeah,
and then that's it. And I read where they basically then have to put it to the voters, and so we're looking at they're going to be shut down until November when they can maybe get something.
Do
on
you
the
know
ballot to be
anybody
an
who
exception.
drives for Uber or Lyft or anything?
I don't, but what I can say is that I am like an aficionado on Uber, being an Uber passenger.
So you like the ones that have like the little candy bars and breath mints and gum in the bag?
Exactly. Those are my favorites. They get tips. No, because of what I do in the city for work, I found myself right up until, pre-corona. I would take
pre-corona.
I would take an Uber or actually Lyft. I kind of soured on Uber and I was using Lyft, but I would take a ride share at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And so when I started hearing about AB5 several months ago, because it was 6, 7, 8 months ago that passed, I started asking the drivers, hey, what do you guys think of this? And I did not encounter a single one. Maybe close to a scientific experiment. I bet I talked to several hundred. And nobody was in favor of it. Not a single one of the drivers. Everybody thought that it was going to put them in a position where they couldn't just, because now the way it is, they can sign on, they can drive, they can do whatever they want, they can sign off. I talked to one guy, I was coming back from my buildings at night, and he said, this is my last drive, and I literally did this because it put him over some threshold where he got a bonus, and he was going off to school, and then congratulations, Mr. Elliott, you're my last ride for Uber, probably for forever. You know
what's crazy about that though now? And I know with all the COVID stuff, right? What's everybody doing to get food? Other than cooking for yourself.
The grocery store.
Besides going to the grocery store and buying
going
food.
To restaurants. The deliveries. Yep.
Yeah, DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates, all that.
Here's
all
one.
That stuff. Well, guess what happens now? Well, if Uber and Lyft can't have
DoorDash can't either.
No, neither can DoorDash or Grubhub or Uber.
And here's a
Eats
funny
or
one.
Poshmark
I've started hearing about DoorDash. So
I'm fucking giving up on DoorDash. DoorDash can eat a dick. Right? I swear to God, like the last 4 times that I've ordered DoorDash, I have not gotten what I ordered. I'm fucking banging on the desk, pissed at fucking DoorDash.
Like not at all?
Dude, I swear to God, right? So
Whiskey did get that.
No, so a couple weeks ago we ordered Cold Stone to come to the house, right?
Okay.
Super excited. The kids are in bed. I'm like, oh, Cold Stone. Kids are fucking in bed.
Oh, so Cold Stone just for you and the wife.
Yeah, exactly, right? And lo and behold, on my doorstep, a large bag of Wingstop.
Those are not the same thing.
No, and the shitty part about it, what? I love Wingstop.
Right, but
when you're wanting ice cream, it's fucking 10:30 at night, and you get a big bag of Wingstop, and the Wingstop wasn't even closed. The bag was fucking open,
the driver had been
covered
eating
in fucking grease, and I'm like, I don't even want to eat somebody else's food that got delivered wrong, because it was way more expensive than the freaking $12 ice creams that I ordered, right? And so we were pissed about that, and they're, you call them or you do the shit online, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll refund you your money," and it's great, but I still
that
don't have any
doesn't
fucking
put ice cream in your
right?
belly. Yeah.
And then you go to order ice cream again with the money they refunded you, and they're like, "Well, we can replace your order." "Oh, sorry, we're closed for the evening. You can no longer get ice cream tonight." And I'm like, "Well, go fuck me," right? So the other night we came back from the boat. We were fucking tired. We were hot. I didn't feel like cooking. The wife didn't feel like cooking. We're like, let's just order pizza. And I'm like, I have $75 in gift cards from DoorDash. Even though I didn't want to order from DoorDash, I'm like, we might as well use this.
Kind of like, hey, we're sorry, and here's an extra $15 on us, and you've gotten up to $75 in gift cards. Why not use these?
Hella shit from DoorDash, right? We order fucking pizza. And the pizza came. It was pizza, but it wasn't the pizza that we fucking ordered, right?
Yeah.
So it was, it was the simplest order ever. We got a shakaroni, right? A cheese pizza and some fucking cheesy garlic bread twist. Should have been basic as hell, right? We get a combination. We get, I don't know what the hell,
Hawaiian,
freaking
pineapple,
some other weird shit.
Sacrilege of.
And I'm telling the kids that I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm hungry. It's 8:00 at night. Like, I'm not even gonna deal with this shit. I'm not gonna send it back. Like,
well,
it's
DoorDash has been doing a little bit of a so. Restaurants are, at least out in the SF Bay area, they're dropping like flies, understandably, because if you are a restaurant in an area where you can't do any outdoor dining, you're done. You're shut down. So DoorDash has been figuring out. It's not too hard to figure out the data on what is the most popular meal at the various places, and then to say, well, that place isn't around anymore. And DoorDash and there's another one, and I can't remember the name of it.
Grubhub or
have been setting up little phantom kitchens. They're working on setting up phantom kitchens and recreating the meals from the restaurant that's closed. And why have a middleman? Why not just be the restaurant and the delivery service?
That's brilliant. Until they can't have freaking 1099 delivery drivers.
Till you have to be an employee of the delivery company.
It's nuts out there, dude. Did you hear about what happened with here in California? With the public health director?
California news.
Yes.
Yeah, public health director let's try that again. The California public health director resigned on Monday.
Why? What happened?
Computer glitches, they say.
It was the ones our kids were supposed to use for school, wasn't it?
It was. So something like the number of coronavirus cases were underreported by a potential 300,000 people.
So we should be extra scared.
So we should be.
So all the water they tested, or people that tested positive that didn't even actually get tested.
It was something to do with like a security certificate between one server to another that didn't allow, stuff that in the private sector, you're fucking fired. Get out of here, right? I think, and the commenters on the San Francisco Chronicle online news site are of the belief that there's probably a lot more to this story, that she's getting out before the proverbial shit hits the fan. But
let's mail in vote.
Right, mail-in voting. Do we have that on the list? Let's talk about mail-in voting, because this is a great time as ever. Did you know that in Los Angeles County, the current voter registration is at 112% from the last election?
How the fuck does that happen?
That means that 112% of the people registered to vote in Los Angeles showed up to vote. Now, before everybody goes, well, they're reading from some Fox, this is factcheck.thedispatch.com. So this is a fact check site. Now, I realize that just the way when somebody says, well, it's on Snopes, and I go, well, then whatever Snopes says is a fact-checking organization is dead opposite of what really it is. This is a fact-checking site, and I looked at a couple different sites, and that is a hard number that has been reported. 112% of LA voters showed up to vote.
For those who don't understand, what does 112% mean? So
that means if you have 100 people, that means 112 showed up. Now let's be honest about this. How many? Because it's worse than it sounds. So how many voters show up out of the registered voters to vote in the first place? Right? Yeah. So if 112% show up to vote,
what do they say, about 10 to 15% actually?
Yeah, it's a way worse number than what that is. So 112% of Los Angeles, which is 12% more than the people that live in the county of Los Angeles. So dead people outside are registered, but mail-in voting is going to be okay.
It's going to be mandated. They're trying to mandate it, saying that the only way that you can vote is through mail. So we can go to Walmart, we can go to Safeway, we can go to any grocery store, any department store.
I posted a meme about that the other day, did you?
That shit was
one of the most liked ones I've had on Facebook in a while.
That shit was hilarious.
For those that didn't see it, a guy hiding between the tree, and the text said, coronavirus waiting to see if I'm going to a bar or the grocery store so that it can attack me.
Exactly.
That's
how it works.
How stupid.
Right? Now it's waiting outside of the freaking polling locations.
Right. And waiting for little school kids that might go to school instead of staying at home to see if it can get a hold of them.
Exactly. But we'll be right back. We're going to take another break.
We are taking a break. I got to get my audio back up here. Hear that smooth sounding saxophone back there?
All we need is our banjos. We'll be ready for fucking the Ozarks.
Oh my God.
I don't think banjos and saxophones are meant to go together.
The music there.
She said they were playing house
You already
music.
said your story.
They're playing house
Your
music.
story's over.
So you can't say banjo because that's not.
Well, you
what's
can't
going
have
on.
banjo and house
She said
music.
they were playing.
Bullshit.
She said they were playing house
They
music
were
there.
playing house music.
Remember when the accordion was popular in
They're playing
house
all
music
types.
around
They're playing country
2010?
that I love. Oh my gosh.
So they're playing house
Yes.
music. So they're basically playing really old shit
No, they were playing some really good shit.
because no one plays house music. No one plays house music anymore. With the banjo.
And it was live. There was more live music, is what it was. More live music.
Like lively
Lively. Yeah. No, live, like bands.
bands. I can see that there being a lot more
Did they
bands
make her
there.
dance?
Yes.
Bands will make her dance.
Oh.
Bands will
Yes.
make her dance.
I hadn't thought about
That's what
that.
they were
You know
talking
what?
about,
Okay,
right?
I must
No.
say. Okay, this is what. Okay, this. Okay, so
Okay.
I was at one
Okay,
of these
so-
bars, right?
I love when stories
There
start
I
like
was.
this. I was at
What had
Okay, so
happened
wait.
was
she was at
Okay,
the
so
bar.
So I didn't want to go back to the bar. So I had a
She
drink.
didn't
and
want
then
to go back to the bar.
So I ordered 2 drinks, right?
she ordered 2 drinks.
So I'm sitting at the table and I'm
She's
drinking my
sitting
drink.
at
And
the table.
this guy comes up and he reaches for my drink. I'm like, what are you doing? That's my drink. He goes, no, it's not. I paid for that. I'm like, no, you didn't. He goes, yes, I did. I said, I stood up and I go, no, you didn't. I paid for this drink. And I was like, you would want to go take your ass back to the dance floor. So he took his ass back to the dance floor, but he went to his friends, and then his friends came back with him. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to handle this situation? When he came back, I didn't talk to the home dude that disrespected and tried to take my drink. I took his friend to the side, and I told him, I was like, you know what? He didn't buy that drink. I did. But if you want to find your friend out there in the lake in the morning, you want to calm him down. So after that,
Wow, that's aggressive.
it is. And I'm aggressive. So after that, I didn't hear from his friend again. So, and everybody was coming up to me like,
That's a terrible story.
And then she grabbed the glass off the
Everybody
bar
was
and
coming up to
smashed it
me.
on the ground and said, nobody gets to drink it.
no, but before that, everybody was coming up to me, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, no, I can handle it.
I was excited
before I
about
made
the
that.
Ozarks.
Now I don't want to go.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the middle of the lake in the morning. Like, Jesus.
Don't approach anybody thinking that you can get out of hand. You know what I mean? That wasn't your drink. So when you drink to get drunk, don't approach people knowing that's not your
That sounds
shit.
like a T-Pain song. We drank, got drunk.
You gonna lay
She
up-
bought a drink. I
in
thought it
the
was mine. Then she drunk it.
I blame the bartender.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe twist to this. Plot twist. Maybe the bartender charged both of them for the drink.
Both of who?
Maybe he did pay for that
girl-
drink too.
Yeah, that girl
He
took
didn't.
your
didn't.
drink.
Maybe the bartender on the other side of the swim up bar
He
when it
didn't.
said I'll take your money. That's your drink over there.
I made him drinks to drink.
A
They
drink.
drank 'em, got drunk.
He didn't.
So if you don't have your head, unless you have your head, I don't even know what I was going to say. If you're awake and paying any kind of attention to politics at all, not have your head buried in the
are you
sand,
wo-
you
are
know
you
that
woke?
Biden picked a running mate. Am I not? I'm not woke. I'm not racist. I'm neither of those.
I heard about that. Camel toe he picked.
Camel toe. We had a photo of
You can hate us for this later, but it's fun.
yeah, there it is. I don't think that's photoshopped.
No, but
actually.
it's done by an
Oh,
investigative
camel toe
reporter.
right there. Yeah, that's not us. That's Elena
That is
Goodman,
not a
investigative
camel
reporter.
toe.
I don't. Well, I'm maybe.
No. Not
So for anybody that doesn't know, back 20 years ago, Willie Brown
Get it?
got her BMW and some position in law enforcement, something or other.
Yeah, and then
in
she
the-
became the DA.
Yeah. And
became
I would vote
fucking-
for her.
he was 68. She was 29. He was married. She wasn't. And then once she got in office, she actually said, and I wish I had the sound clip, that Willie Brown was an albatross around her neck. And
I
basically,
love that song. I'm an albatross. Brum, 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 brum.
Are there other songs? You should tell me this all before the show next time, and we can I can line them up on my soundboard, and we can just play them because that would be
It's a house song too. You'd like it.
an albatross. Or
I'm an albatross.
I don't listen to house music. It goes.
You will.
Sounds like your woofer is blown.
It might be.
So picked Kamala as a running mate. Now let's just go back in time a little bit. First of all, she has 19,000. Well, first of all, actually, Biden said, I don't know if
They
you heard
hated each other.
Yeah, and he made the announcement Sunday night before he had picked it, and he said, "I'm so close to picking a running mate, I can smell her."
So wait, you guys don't want to vote for her because she was.
You don't get to vote for her
back then?
Well, you're not.
No, that's the problem. You don't get to vote for her.
Well, you're voting for him.
No,
she had her chance to get the Democratic nominee.
She was one of the least liked nominees in the primary election, and for good reason. And so she has called her to answer your question, we poke fun at her and the thing about Willie Brown.
I don't really give a shit who you vote for. Go out there and vote.
Yeah, but that's not the reason that I would pick on her as a VP candidate. The other one is just, she's put 19,000 people away in prison for weed.
For weed?
Yeah, for weed.
Yes. You fund the police. She's the police.
Yeah, she's the police. She was the Attorney General of California for several years and did kind of a shit job at it. So,
well, what happened when they were smoking weed?
She called.
You can't say she put people to jail, go to jail for weed. Well, what did they do? Did they get in an accident? Did they hurt somebody?
No, for marijuana, for it being illegal.
It was
so they got busted?
Possession, and they went to jail.
The law.
Yeah, they were weed possession and they went to jail.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
So some is perfectly legal now, and some of them are still. We're letting away
illegal back then, so hey,
you don't get early release for California prison for weed. You get early release for murder.
Exactly. Yeah, we're letting inmates out of the jail. One of them recently convicted for rape, let him out of jail early, and he went and killed the woman that he was convicted on the rape charge. And people with marijuana convictions are still in jail.
Exactly.
They're going to have to reconcile the fact that she. They are going to have to reconcile the fact.
I was wondering.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to reconcile the fact that she called Biden a bunch of dirty things like a segregationist and a sexual predator and all that, and so. Does that mean she's on board with those things now, or she forgot that she said them, or I don't know. It's crazy times. This is what we have. This is what we have to choose from.
It's funny that you brought up sexual predator because there's something else that I wanted to talk about this week.
What's that?
So, R. Kelly, Mr. Robert Kelly, back in the news.
R. Kelly, he's in.
Feeling on your booty.
I think we had some video. Did you want to talk about what's in there, and then we'll bring the video up? How do you want to do this?
You know what? It's funny. Everybody knows his legal troubles with R. Kelly, right? But. He's had 22 charges of misconduct, rape, sexual
all lies and hyperbole and
over the
made
last
up crap.
20 years. And it's like I think that you can go ahead and show the video. Go ahead and show the video.
So this was they're interviewing a witness, right?
Yeah, they're interviewing a witness on saying what's it going to take to actually lock.
Besides the tape and the girl corroborating the allegations, what more would it take for you to believe he's guilty?
All right. If I saw a tape with R. Kelly peeing on a girl while he was singing Piss on her, and the girl was holding 2 forms of
people in the jury are laughing. You hear that?
while a police officer was there, like 4 or 5 of my buddies and Neil taking notes.
Wow.
I'm not finished. And his grandmother has to be there to confirm his identity.
That's my Robert.
Always peeing on people. Don't forget her hair, Robert.
Chappelle, isn't that
oh my God, this shit ain't funny.
No, it's not excessive. Listen, lady, the burden of proof is on the state. On the state. You have got to prove to me beyond a reasonable doubt whether or not this man is a pisser.
The funny part about
I still need to watch him.
The funny part about this too is when I told you guys that I wanted to talk about R. Kelly today, Teonnie first, you're not talking about R. Kelly. I love R. Kelly. He didn't pee on that girl.
No, I didn't say he didn't pee. He peed. I watched the video.
Exactly.
I like his beauty.
That's my Robert. Always peeing on people.
Always peeing on people, and then the camera comes out. So what's aside from the obvious comedy here?
So he got off on the last case, right? But what's going on now is there's 3 of his friends that actually
the parents need to be arrested too. All of their asses need to be arrested.
I don't think that's even in question.
All of them.
But no, he has people that are working for him that are trying to pay off.
Hired goons.
Hired goons to pay off the accusers, which were arrested today.
And if they don't,
doing it on their own.
And if they don't take the bribe, they get their car burned to the ground.
They're doing it on their own.
No, nobody.
People are getting charged for this.
Yeah, nobody on their own is like, here's $500,000 to go ahead and drop the charges.
Hey, there's a lot of motherfucking fans out there that was straight do some shit for some R. Kelly.
But they're charging people associated with him because
I
people
know,
have gone to
but
the police and said.
Don't assume that he's telling them to do that.
Well, I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption to make if somebody's
R. Kelly was popular 20 years ago.
He's still popular now. R. Kelly, I love you.
Well, he's popular now, but for different reasons, you know.
Exactly.
Half of us are made.
How the mighty have fallen, kind of.
Half
reasons.
of our kids are made from R. Kelly.
He peed on half of your
listening
kids
to this
too.
shit.
It's not ours.
I peed on them motherfuckers having them shit. Is that not correct? I mean,
if I had a mic that I could drop it.
I mean, when we have our kids, we peeing on them, we doing all kinds of shit. We might shit on them motherfuckers too.
Okay, all right. Next topic.
Whoa, okay, so
let's be honest.
Let's bring in Dicks and Balls.
You want to do Dicks and Balls?
Yeah.
Let's line up Dicks and Balls.
Let's be honest.
Let's get the right graphics.
Who wants to talk sports? Who's ready for fantasy football?
Laptop feed.
No one.
No one. You're over here wanting to pee and shit on kids.
What we doing when we have kids? You didn't see your wife
poop. That's not.
You didn't.
And now it's time
It's in
for
there too long.
Dicks and
It's time for Dicks and Balls.
I said it's time for Dicks and Balls.
I like the shuttlecock.
Shuttlecock's, that's something. Really,
right?
It kind of ties it all in right there that we're talking about all the sports. Are we talking about shuttlecocks in this one?
Negative.
No.
So, I had to bring this up because I know it's near and dear to your heart. You been watching any baseball?
No.
None?
No.
At all?
None at all.
I mean, I know you can't go to the games and watch it, but have you been watching like the cardboard cutouts and? There's been a couple funny things, and I know you're a Giants fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sad that I have, but I just. You know what I need to do? That brand new 4K TV that's in the back of my truck right now, that needs to get installed in the garage so I can actually watch.
At least listen to it.
Because
right?
I spent a lot of time out there, and if I had a TV out there, I'd have it on.
Well, there's not too much exciting things going on about the Giants because the Giants are in last place in their division.
We use the same three sound effects over and over again.
Guess who the best team in baseball is right now.
The Astros.
Just guess who's the best team in baseball right now.
The Astros.
Starts with an A.
The Angels.
Keep going.
I don't know.
The Oakland Athletics are the best team in baseball right now.
Okay.
Right? They didn't turn it up.
You know what?
Turn it up.
I can appreciate that.
It up.
I have a love for Bay Area sports in general, so I'm happy when Bay Area team does well.
I can understand that. Unless you're a 49er fan, they can eat a dick. But
well, right. Yeah, the Raiders can go choke on a bag of them, but
they're from Vegas now. They're not from the Bay Area anymore. So
well,
you can say
they left. They abandoned all their fans, so they can really go choke on a bag of dicks.
Let's go Oakland. No, but anyways, there was some funny stuff going on. And I wish we had a picture of it too. So you know how they're allowing people to buy cardboard cutouts, put your picture on it, and show it in the background,
I heard a couple of them got coronavirus. I think we talked about it on one of our last segments.
No, but the funny thing about that too is they actually had one at the Dodger Stadium behind home plate, and it was freaking Weekend at Bernie's. It was Bernie back there. Just
that's perfect. Why not?
It was awesome. It
seems like you could. It seems like you could have some fun with that one.
No, I thought it was funny. They were posting pictures of it. I thought it was pretty funny. But
what about the NFL?
It is what it is. The NFL. There's some stuff going on. Everybody's getting ready for the football season.
Yeah.
A lot of them are saying they're not going to have fans in the stadium. I know the Raiders are one. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys are trying to fight.
Big old beautiful new stadium, and it's just going to be
Oh, they're going to pump sound into it. You never know.
So how would they?
Right, but it's still going to be empty with people.
True. But the big deal right now is college football. So with schools, college is still a school. They're mandated to follow a lot of the laws that are going on there. So there's already been there's 5 big divisions in college football, right?
Yeah.
And college football is supposed to start here in a couple of weeks. And the 2 of the 5 big ones already said that we are not going to have a football season, right? The Big Ten and the Pac-12. So Cal football, Stanford, Oregon will not be playing college football this year. Right, there's still a couple that will be the Southern Eastern.
But those are big ones, though. Yeah,
there's some big schools in there.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are pissed about it. So what does that mean? What does that mean for players next year that are going to try to go into the NFL draft?
That's all fucked.
How do you pick a player? How do you have a great senior season?
How did you see who to pick for your draft pick?
And how do they get paid if no one's?
Well, it's college football, so nobody's getting paid.
They're trying to get them.
Yeah, well, how'd you get your Hummer? It's
exactly.
well, it's not a Hummer anymore now, but how whatever.
Well, they're probably getting Hummers, but
yeah, your vehicle, your fast car,
different kind of Hummers.
Or even for the NFL, how do they get? You know what I mean? Like,
well, the
NFL's in contract, so they're still getting paid.
They're still getting paid.
In fact, they're vacation for them.
Well, they're still getting paid, but it's just I'm not really sure for what, and they're getting big contracts, and I don't know. The WNBA was in the news, right? And you guys can get mad at this or not. They said that they're not going to show up if there's an American flag and an American anthem.
Ooh,
okay, don't show up.
And everybody was like, well, nobody knows who you are anyway. So
hey.
Right.
Hey.
So who the fuck are you, and why should I watch? Why should I care anyway?
Go back to your 400 square foot house in East LA.
What is their reason?
Up.
What is their reason?
Well, they think that the American flag is racist. So
the whole.
They refuse to play if there's an American flag shown with a national anthem plays. I was sitting. So I mentioned earlier that I did my work from home day at the coffee shop, and so the coffee shop I like to go to downtown. It's got the classic. There's tables out front, and there always has been even before the whole shelter in place. But there's the same group of old men, more or less, that sit outside. And because I go there every Friday, that's my Friday stop in the morning, and I got my apple fritter and my
your apple fritter.
My apple fritter. Me and the owner got because I've been going to this coffee shop. My mom worked next.
Are the apple fritter?
More or less. My mom worked next door to this place for like 15 years, so she asked me how my mom's doing. I go in there, and I worked at the music store when I was just out of high school, and so I've history with this coffee shop. She stopped having apple fritters, and then I'd go in there and well, where's my apple fritter? Well, we have them Saturday. And finally I was like, have you ever seen me in this place on a Saturday? Ever? When I worked next door on a Saturday, did you even see me here? No. I was like, well, they do me no good on it. But then the problem is that then for a while, sometimes I wouldn't go on Fridays. Maybe I'd go once or twice a month. But then immediately after her and I had this conversation, that Friday came around and I had a million things to do. And I'm like, I got to go by the coffee shop and get my apple fritter. I'm going to feel like a Class A dick. So I go in there. There's two of them, because she wanted to make sure that she had one for me.
Exactly.
Anyway, the group...
She pulls that out of the back. Well, this one's not for sale.
No, she knew. She knows I like the crunchy ones, and that was the one all the way in the back.
There's crunchy apple fritters.
Oh, fuck you, dude. And you warm... Have you ever warmed up an apple fritter in the microwave?
I like apple fritters.
Have you ever warmed one up in the microwave and eaten it with a fork? Oh, no. Bro.
I know I look like I eat a lot of donuts, but I don't really eat donuts.
You are missing out. A hot apple fritter that you eat with a fork is like apple pie.
Apple fritters and I'll pull it apart and dunk it in my coffee.
Well, that's just weird. Anyways, there's old men that sit out in front of this coffee shop, and they say hi to me whenever. And so I don't know them, but I'm sitting out there kind of in between the old old men today, and the topic comes up about sports, and I'm not going to watch any more goddamn football or basketball with all this politics. Get out there and play ball. And it's...
Well, I am boycotting basketball.
Yeah, I wonder how many people feel that same way. Like, I'm not watching this exhibition because I'm interested in politics. And we've said that on the show before. Yeah. I'm not watching it for politics. No, in fact, it's the one thing that it's the one time that I'm watching TV where I hope I don't have to hear about this.
Deal with politics.
And politics are going to come on. I got a garage to clean with no TV in it, so I can't even see the game anyways.
So you can listen to it.
Anyways, guys, we're going to get on out of here. Thanks for tuning in again on a Wednesday night. We'll be back with you again.
Now Yeah, and before we head out of here too, I want to mention too, we are looking for products and services to advertise
and sponsors. So, we need to get some sponsors.
So if you have a product or service you want us to talk about, we will try it out. We will give our honest opinion on it. So don't give us any shitty stuff.
Exactly.
But we are looking for sponsors. If you're going to sponsor us, then we'll tell you how wonderful your product really is.
Yes. And even if it's not, we'll tell all the viewers how great it is.
Exactly. Thank you guys. See you next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday.
A dick like mine, dick like mine, dick like mine. Works every time, dick like mine, dick like mine. A dick like mine.
The Dick Show.